Tokyo is an enormous city with countless things to do, sites to visit, and food to eat. Part of the charm of the city is never knowing what's around the next corner and at the same time knowing that it will excite you. If you only have one day in this amazing city, you'll still be able to explore a lot. We prepared a one-day Tokyo trip itinerary that covers some of the main tourist attractions of Japan. Even if your Tokyo trip is longer than a day, this guide is a great start to help you deep dive into Japan. From traditional temples and shrines to new modern city centers, here's how you can enjoy all the must-see attractions of Tokyo within a day. We'll help our guests plan your itineraries based on your interests as well as plan different tours and experiences. If you're interested in finding out more about that, make sure to have a look in the description box down below. We also offer the ultimate one-day Tokyo tour to let you see the ins and outs of this amazing city in less than 24 hours. If you want to know more about that, have a look in the description box as well. Okay, without further ado, let's have a look at how to explore Tokyo in less than a day. Start your Japan trip by doing one of the most important Japanese things, eating sushi. A lot of people say that the best and freshest sushi in Tokyo is in Tsukiji because the restaurants there have their fish delivered to them directly from the Toyosu fish market. Up until October 2018, Tokyo's main fish market was located in Tsukiji itself, and it was also the site of Tokyo's famous tuna auctions where restaurant owners would show up around 4 or 5 a.m. to bid on the best catch of the day. While the fish market and tuna auctions are no longer in Tsukiji and they're now in Toyosu instead, the Tsukiji outer market is still there. There are sushi restaurants, stores selling Japanese seafood and processed food, as well as cafes. The restaurants here open as early as 5 a.m., so wake up early and head to Tsukiji for a refreshing breakfast. Even if fish is not your thing, there are a lot of other options for you to explore in Tsukiji market. Okay, after Tsukiji, let's head on over to Skytree. Now that you've had some food, you're ready to head over to your second stop, which is Tokyo Skytree. From Tsukiji Station, ride 3 stops on the Hibiya line to Ningyocho Station, where you switch to Asakusa line. Then ride 6 stops to Oshiage Station. Tokyo Skytree is a broadcasting and observation tower, and it's the tallest structure in Japan. There are 2 observations in Skytree from which you can get a panoramic view of the city. If the weather's good and the skies are clear, you might even see Mount Fuji in the distance. Below Skytree is Tokyo Sodamachi, a mall full of shops and restaurants. Take some time to wander around and shop for souvenirs, clothes, and more. There's a Pokemon store here as well as different shops for you to check out. It's hard to bend your body backwards enough to capture a photo of Skytree when you're so close to it. So after visiting Skytree, head away from it and towards the main Asakusa area. On the way there, you will have many opportunities to capture photos of Skytree from different angles. Just a convenient and scenic 20 to 25 minutes walk from Skytree, you will arrive at the center of Asakusa area. Along the way, you'll come across the Sumida River, the Asahi Building, and the famous Golden Turd, which was actually meant to be a flame on top of that. If you're not a fan of walking or taking photos, you can also just grab a train and get to the city center. That would take you about 10 minutes. If you've ever wanted to wear the traditional Japanese kimono, Asakusa is the place to do it. There are a lot of places you can visit that will dress you up in a kimono of your choice. They'll even style your hair and provide hair accessories. There are also options for guys. This entire process will take under an hour and you'll be ready to explore Asakusa in style. Sensoji Temple is one of the most famous, if not the most famous temple in all of Tokyo. This temple was completed in the year 645, making it the oldest temple in Tokyo. There's the temple's main hall, a beautiful pagoda, and a shrine. Here you can do some traditional Japanese practices like cleansing your hands in temple waters or removing bad luck from your body with the temple smoke. If you want, you can go ahead and say a prayer or make a wish in the main temple hall. To get to the main temple, you have to go down Nakamise Shopping Street. It's about 200 meters with stores on both sides, and there are also some interesting places in the alleys nearby. Here you can buy all sorts of things, from Japanese yukata to local arts and crafts, and of course souvenirs. You might be getting a little hungry around this time, and there are a lot of stores that sell different local snacks and street food. The street food here is so amazing. I'll leave some of my top recommendations in the description box down below. After enjoying and experiencing the traditional and spiritual side of Japan, you now head over to a younger and more modern side of Tokyo. By the way, if you did decide to do the kimono experience, make sure to return it before you head over to the other areas. I suggest you return it before proceeding onto your trip so you don't just spend too much time traveling back and forth. You can get here by riding the Ginza line from Asakusa Station for 17 stops until Shibuya Station, where you then switch to the Yamanote line for just 1 stop. The entire ride will take about 38 minutes. Don't worry, this will be the only long commute you'll be making today. You have plenty of time on the ground, so take advantage of this time to rest your feet and take a little nap. Welcome to Harajuku. This area is most famous for Takeshita Street, a long shopping street that caters to Harajuku fashion and makes of kawaii, lolita, and punk and grunge fashion. Take a look around and see what fashion Tokyo's youth are into and what Tokyo's subculture looks like. Takeshita Street is the first thing you'll see when you exit Harajuku Station, so you can't miss it. Make sure to grab a classic Harajuku dessert crepe or one of the many Harajuku's famous rainbow-themed desserts and pastries. After you pass through Takeshita Street, take a short walk over to Meiji Shrine. Meiji Jingu honors the spirits of Emperor Meiji, whom it was named after, and his wife Empress Shoken. This large shrine is located inside a forest, so you'll be surrounded by greenery the entire time you're there, making it a very surreal, tranquil place to visit. When you have finished exploring Meiji Shrine, get ready to head on to another famous area of Tokyo, Shibuya. You have a lot of different options of getting here. You can either walk straight to Shibuya from Meiji Shrine, which will take about 15 minutes, or you can take a small detour and scroll through the wide and peaceful Yogi Park right next to Meiji Shrine and then get to Shibuya. This option will take you an extra 5 to 10 minutes. If you're tired of walking, you can head back over to Harajuku Station and ride on the Yamanote line for one stop. Shibuya is one of the most famous and popular areas of Japan. Millions of people pass through here every single day. Your first stop here has got to be the Hachiko statue right outside the station. It's a statue that commemorates the life of Hachiko and Akita dog. In the early 1920s, Hachiko would come to Shibuya Station to fetch the master to go home every evening. One day, Hachiko's master died suddenly at work and never made the commute home. Hachiko didn't know about that and continued to show up at the station every single evening, rain or shine, to wait for his master. He did this for the next 10 years until he died. He became the symbol of loyalty, and his story was told and adapted in different films, books, and comics. Take a photo with this loyal and adorable dog here. Right next to Hachiko is the iconic Shibuya Scramble, aka the Shibuya Crossing. It's a cluster of pedestrian crossing in 5 different directions, and a lot of people cross it together when the green man comes on. To get a photo of the crossing from above, you can head to the 2nd floor of the Starbucks across the station. This will be the most convenient way, although it does get a little bit crowded. Your other option is to head over to Magnet or Scramble, the 2 tall buildings with observation decks on the top floors. Just keep in mind that there are entrance fees for both of these places. After capturing a photo of Shibuya Crossing, you can then wander around Shibuya. There's loads to do in Shibuya. There are large-scale shopping malls to satisfy your shopping needs, there's a department store Parco for anime and game lovers, and of course there are plenty of restaurants. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and not sure where to start, I suggest you start with Shibuya Sentagai. It has clothing stores, arcades, karaoke, and restaurants. If you're feeling a little bit tired and want to recharge, go and find a restaurant or cafe in this area. If you're someone that's super active and ready to keep exploring, then I suggest you check out a local neighborhood called Shimokitazawa. It's one stop away from Shibuya Station on the Inokashira Line's express train, and it's a perfect place to get in a couple of casual, chill drinks before the night really begins. Shimokitazawa isn't a major attraction, but it's kind of a small, quieter neighborhood. If you're looking to get away from the crowds, you might want to check out this area. Otherwise, feel free to give it a miss and head on straight to the next location, which is Shinjuku. Let me go on and tell you a little bit more about Shimokitazawa. Shimokitazawa is Tokyo's hipster neighborhood, full of hipster cafes, thrift shops, and music bars. Once you arrive, I suggest you head on over to Tokyo Vanguard, a novelty store that sells all kinds of creative products. You can get plushies, photo books, clothes, innovative items, or just have a look around. Once you're done over here, you can head on over to the many thrift stores and cafes in the area. There are also a lot of unique and relaxing bars here. Some of the places that I really like and I take my guests to is A-Sign Bar that serves Okinawan liquor and dishes, Good Vibes Comic Bar that is a Marvel and DC themed bar, as well as other places that I'll link in the description box down below. These are just some of the bars that we like personally, but there are plenty more in the area. Go wander around the cafes, the bars, and the shops and have a look at this amazing neighborhood. If you decide to come to Shimokitazawa, then you can head on over to your final stop, Shinjuku, which is 2 stops from Shimokitazawa on the Odakyu line. If you decided to skip Shimokitazawa, then you can also head from Shibuya Station just for a few stops on the Yamanote line. Shinjuku has the busiest train station in the whole entire world. It's a hub for businesses, nightlife, food and drinks, and different entertainment. It's also home to Tokyo's red light districts, Kabukicho, and the gay district, Nichome. First, head on over to Omoide Yokocho, which is also known as Piss Alley. This area has a lot of small restaurants and bars for you to check out. This area is small but beautiful, and it will take you right back to retro Japan. After you're done, head on over to Kabukicho, the red light district. Take a stroll through this area and take beautiful photos of Tokyo lit up at night. At the end of Kabukicho is a movie theater, Toho Cinema. What's so significant about it is the life-size Godzilla above it. If you get too close to the cinema, you might miss it, so I suggest you take a look from further away. Just a few minutes walk away away from Kabukicho is Golden-gai, a cluster of over 300 bars in just a few different narrow alleys. The bars in Golden-gai are tiny, so much so that some can only fit 4 to 5 people. Although Golden-gai gathers a lot of tourists, there are still many bars here that are authentically Japanese with the look and feel of the Showa era. There are of course some modern bars as well, so feel free to explore around. Just bear in mind that some of these places have admission charges. They'll have a sign on their door that says 500 yen entry charge, 1000 yen entry charge, and so on. So just keep an eye out for that. Also, just so you know, there are a few places in Golden-gai that don't really allow foreigners in. If you happen to stumble across a no foreigner sign, don't let that get you down. There's probably 15 to 20 foreigner-friendly bars to every one that isn't. As I mentioned earlier, the gay district, Nichome, is also in Shinjuku and is about 5 to 10 minutes walk from Golden-gai. If you want to see the LGBTQ culture in Japan, you can head on over. There are more bars and some clubs in that area as well. We believe there is no better way to end a long day of walking and touring with some good food and drinks, and that's why we saved Shinjuku for last. Whether you choose to have a more relaxed night out in Golden-gai or to dance the night away in Nichome, I'm sure you're gonna have a lot of fun exploring Tokyo nightlife here in Shinjuku. Even if nightlife is not your thing, I'm sure you're going to enjoy walking around with the neon lights of Shinjuku. There's so many more things to do and see and experience in Tokyo, but if you only have 24 hours here, I think that this will give you a very good deep dive into Tokyo. Again, if you're in Tokyo for more than a day, this can be a great way to let you understand Tokyo quickly. Feel free to use this guide as quickly or slowly as you like, giving more time to activities so you enjoy more. If you want to get some help on your itinerary or your travel in Japan, or if you're interested in joining some tours and experiences, make sure to have a look in the description box down below. We've got more video about traveling in Japan, tips and tricks and information coming your way, so make sure to subscribe and press the bell notification. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you in the next one.